Hey, welcome. Today we are diving deep into the powerful and honestly often overlooked world of donor gratitude. Now, every nonprofit sends thank you letters, right? But what if that simple letter is just the beginning? What if it's the first step in a strategy that could completely change your fundraising game? Well, let's find out. So, here's what we've got on tap today. We're going to start by talking about a huge challenge in fundraising I call the gratitude gap. Then, we'll look at how to shift your thinking from seeing a thank you as just a receipt to seeing it as the start of a real relationship. After that, we get to the really fun stuff, creating those unforgettable wow moments. We'll also cover how to build a smart system around them so it actually happens. And finally, we'll prove it's all worth it by looking at the incredible return on investment. All right, let's kick things off with the big one. The problem that keeps so many nonprofit leaders up at night? I'm talking about the leaky bucket of donor retention. You know, that constant struggle of bringing new people in while trying to keep the amazing supporters you already have from slipping away. Okay, just let that number sink in for a second. More than half of your first-time donors, they give once and then poof, they're gone. We're talking about a massive leak in the fundraising bucket. You do all this hard work to get them in the door and then they just vanish. So what's going on here? Why does this happen? Well, here's the answer. And it's probably not what you think. It's almost never about a lack of generosity from the donor. The real culprit? A failure in communication and appreciation. Donors leave because they feel invisible, unappreciated, or just totally in the dark about their impact. But here's the really good news. This is a completely solvable problem. So if the problem is a gratitude gap, the solution has to start with a huge shift in how we even think about saying thank you. We have got to move beyond treating it like just another transaction. On the left, you've got the old way. The thank you is basically just a receipt. It's automated, it's impersonal, and it's all about the organization logging that a transaction happened. But look over on the right. This is the new relational way. Here, the thank you isn't a piece of paper, it's an experience. It's personal, it's meaningful, and it's designed to make the donor the hero of the story. That's how you build a relationship. And look, this isn't just some nice, fluffy idea. It's backed by tons of research and a lot of it pioneered by the brilliant Penelope Burke. Her whole donor-centered fundraising framework was revolutionary because it stopped guessing and just asked one simple question. What do donors actually want? And you know what? The answers she found were just crystal clear. First up, donors want you to be fast. I mean, thanking someone within 48 hours makes them 4 times more likely to give again. Let me say that again, 4 times more likely. That's huge. Second, they want to see the impact. They want to know, hey, where did my money go? What did it actually do? And third, and listen, this one is the real game changer. They want you to tell them the outcome of their last gift before you even think about asking for another one. It's this simple, powerful rhythm. Thank, report, then ask. Get that order right and everything changes. Okay, so with that philosophy as our foundation, now we can start having some real fun. Let's talk about putting this stuff into action, moving beyond that standard letter to create unforgettable wow moments that build some serious, fierce loyalty. Think of this as your creative toolkit. Instead of just a letter, imagine a short, personalized video from a staff member, or a simple handwritten postcard. Who gets those anymore? One of the most powerful tools? A thank you call with absolutely no other ask attached. Just pure, unexpected gratitude. These are the kinds of things that make a donor feel genuinely seen and valued. To really get the power of wow, you gotta hear this famous story from the shoe company Zappos. So a customer, kind of as a dare, calls their service line late at night to ask for a pizza. Now, instead of laughing or hanging up, the rep puts her on hold, finds 5 local pizza places that were still open, and gives her the list. That unbelievable above and beyond service didn't sell a single shoe in that moment, but you better believe it created a customer for life. Now let's bring that into our world. The charity Solar Aid decided to just call donors to say thanks a million. That's it, no ask. One donor was so completely shocked by this simple, genuine call that she actually asked the staffer to repeat himself. And why? Because she had just put him on speakerphone for her entire family to hear. Now that is not just a thank you. That's a story they're going to tell for years. That is a wow moment. So we have all these awesome creative ideas. But how do we make sure they actually happen consistently? The key is to move from just random acts of gratitude to a planned, strategic system. You've got to build it into your process. A fantastic way to structure all your efforts is with these 4 pillars of donor relations.
It helps you make sure you're covering all your bases. First, you've got acknowledgement. That's your fast, personal thank you. Then comes stewardship, which is all about reporting on impact. Recognition is about honoring your donors in ways they value. And finally, engagement. Those are the proactive, non-ask interactions that really deepen the connection over time. Put them all together, and you've created a complete journey.
And this is how you actually put those pillars into practice with the simple gratitude matrix. Think of this as your playbook. You map out different donor levels against a timeline. So, for example, a brand new donor gets a personalized email within 48 hours, but a major donor gets an immediate phone call from the CEO. This makes sure every single supporter gets the right appreciation at the right time. It's gratitude by design, not by chance. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most crucial piece of this whole puzzle. Is all this effort just a nice to have? Absolutely not. It is time to stop thinking of gratitude as a cost center. It is a profit center. Just take a look at the data. This analysis tracked donors over 16 months. The group that got a simple thank you call, they had a significantly higher long-term retention rate than the group that didn't. That one small personal action translates directly into more income over time. It's that simple.
And it's not just about keeping donors around. It's about inspiring them to give even more. Research found that when a thank you letter specifically reinforced the impact of a donor's previous gift, their very next donation was, on average, 60% larger. That's the difference between just keeping a donor and truly upgrading one.
And all of this creates what we call the gratitude flywheel. It's this powerful, self-reinforcing cycle, right? Meaningful appreciation creates loyal donors. Loyal donors give more, and they give for longer. That increased support fuels a greater mission impact, which, you guessed it, gives you more amazing stories to share and be grateful for. The wheel just keeps spinning, faster and faster. So, I'm going to leave you with this one big question to think about. When you look at all the time, and let's be honest, the resources you put into thanking your supporters, do you see that as just another line item on the expense sheet? Or do you see it for what it really is? Your single most powerful investment in building a community that's going to fuel your mission for years and years to come.